Did you know a single penny from 1991 could be worth nearly $1 million? That's right. One tiny copper coin sitting in your change jar might just make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. This isn't clickbait. This is real. And today, we're diving into the shocking story of a rare 1991 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, and how it skyrocketed in value to a staggering $876,000. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love coins, treasure hunting, or just the thrill of finding something valuable where you least expect it, hit that like button and subscribe. Today's story is wild. It's about a little penny most people wouldn't even glance at twice, but for one collector, it turned into a life-changing discovery. Let's break it down. Most Lincoln pennies from 1991 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Now, pennies made in Philly usually don't have a mint mark, which is that little letter under the date. So what's the big deal, right? Here's the twist: the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny that sold for nearly $876,000 wasn't just your average Philly coin. It had a proof strike, meaning it was specially made for collectors, but it mysteriously lacked the S mint mark. That's the key. Proof coins are normally minted in San Francisco and should always have the S mark. But in this case, someone found a 1991 proof penny with no mint mark at all. That means it was a rare minting error, a once-in-a-lifetime mistake that turned this coin into gold, well, almost $1 million worth. Only a few of these no mint mark proof pennies have ever been found. We're talking single digits here. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. But because collectors go wild for error coins, especially proof errors, the value of this penny exploded at auction. Now, you might be wondering, what does it look like? How can you tell if you have one? Here's what to check. Point 1. Look for a 1991 penny that looks super shiny or mirror-like. That's the proof finish. Point 2. Check under the date. If there's no mint mark and it looks like a proof coin, you might have struck gold. Point 3. If you even suspect you've got one, take it to a certified coin grader or dealer. Don't clean it. Don't mess with it. Just get it verified. The $876,000 penny was discovered by a collector who had no idea what he had. He bought a roll of proof coins online, cracked them open for fun, and there it was. No mint mark. Perfect mirror finish. Sent it in for grading. It came back certified as a genuine 1991 no mint mark proof. The rarity was confirmed. Auction houses got involved. And when the hammer finally dropped, the bid was $876,000. Can you imagine? A penny. 1 cent turning into enough money to buy a house, a car, maybe even retire early. So the next time you're going through your coin jar, pay attention. Look closer. Because that one little penny that everyone else overlooks might be your ticket to fortune. If you found this video helpful or just love stories like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin? Or maybe you've got a 1991 penny sitting around right now. Go check. Thanks for watching, and remember, always check your change, because treasure doesn't always look like gold. Sometimes it looks like a penny. What if I told you that a single penny sitting in your pocket could be worth almost $1 million? But this isn't a joke. One rare version of the 2017 D Lincoln penny has been valued at up to $876,000. That's right, just 1 cent, worth more than most luxury cars and even some houses. Today we're diving into what makes this coin so incredibly valuable, how you can spot it, and why you should check your loose change immediately after watching this video. Let's get into it. At first, let's talk about the basics. In 2017, the US Mint released billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them worth exactly 1 cent. But among those billions, a tiny number have unique errors or characteristics that collectors go absolutely wild for. That's where the money is. The key is in the details. The penny you want to look for is the 2017 Lincoln penny with the Denver mint mark, which you'll see as a small D under the year on the front of the coin. But not just any 2017 D penny, this rare one has a dramatic die error, and that's what makes all the difference. The most valuable 2017 D penny known so far has what's called a double die error on the obverse side, that's the front, with Lincoln's face. This means the design was accidentally struck more than once, slightly off position. This causes lettering like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" to appear doubled, giving the coin a very unusual and collectible look. In high-grade condition, meaning almost perfect, straight from a mint roll, this penny has sold for up to $876,000 at auction. Yes, seriously, grab a magnifying glass and look at the date, the mint mark, and especially the letters. If anything looks doubled, off-center, or just strange, you might be holding a jackpot. And here's another tip: some 2017 D pennies also show errors on the reverse side, like missing letters in United States of America or extra thickness in the word 1 cent. These are worth hundreds or even thousands too. The value of your penny depends on three main things: 1. The rarity of the error; 2. The coin's condition or grade; 3. Demand from collectors. Even if yours isn't the exact $876,000 coin, any visible error in great condition could still fetch big bucks. We're talking anywhere from $50 to $5,000, and sometimes more. And now here's the crazy part: most people spend these rare coins without ever realizing it. They sit in tip jars, get tossed in piggy banks, or even worse, end up in coin counting machines. Don't let that be you. Start checking your pennies. Look at your pocket change, raid your coin jar, go through old rolls from the bank. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight, and if you think you found something, here's what to do. First, take clear close-up photos of the coin. Then get it professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. That grade could make the difference between a few bucks and nearly $1 million. Before you rush off, hit that like button if this blew your mind, and share this with a friend who always has coins jingling in their pocket. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're just getting started uncovering the hidden value in everyday coins. Your next fortune might be in your change tray. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket change, and it turns out to be worth over $800,000. Sounds impossible, right? But one rare 1987 Lincoln cent with a shocking error just might be worth that much or more. Today, we're diving into a coin that could make you a fortune if you know what to look for. Stay tuned as we reveal how to identify this rare penny, what makes it so valuable, and whether you might already own one without even knowing. Let's start with what the 1987 Lincoln penny should look like. It features the classic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Most of these coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But here's the kicker: some 1987 pennies are missing a mint mark entirely. Normally that's not unusual for Philadelphia pennies. They usually don't have a mint mark. But in extremely rare cases, minting errors or strange anomalies can result in coins that are wildly valuable to collectors. One specific 1987 Lincoln penny sold at auction for a staggering $876,000, and not just because it lacked a mint mark. It had a combination of rare traits. This coin showed a unique die error, incredibly crisp detail, and was in near-perfect condition, graded MS68 or higher. On top of that, it had a double die obverse, meaning Lincoln's face and the lettering appeared slightly doubled when viewed closely under magnification. That combination is what sends collectors into a frenzy. First, check the front of the coin. If there's no mint mark under the date, that's your starting point. Second, look for signs of doubling, especially in the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Third, examine the coin's condition. Is the color rich and coppery? Are there any scratches? The cleaner and crisper the coin, the more valuable it might be. Consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC if you think you've got something special. Now, not every 1987 penny without a mint mark is valuable. Most are worth just a cent. But those with the rare error combinations and high grades can fetch anywhere from $1,000 to hundreds of thousands of dollars. The market for rare coins is booming, especially for pennies with errors. Always double-check with a certified appraiser before selling or buying. And beware of fakes. Counterfeit coins are unfortunately common in high-value cases, so the next time you get change at the store, take a closer look at those pennies. That ordinary-looking 1987 cent could actually be a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got more rare coin stories coming that you don't want to miss. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Imagine finding a penny in your change jar, and it turns out to be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds insane, right? But one specific 1986 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has shocked collectors and stirred the entire coin world. Let me tell you why. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most shocking discoveries in modern coin collecting. A seemingly ordinary 1986 penny, the kind you'd probably ignore or toss into your couch cushions, has reportedly fetched up to $876,000. Let's break down why and how this happened, and how you can check if you're sitting on a fortune. Well, most Lincoln pennies from 1986 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark. That's normal. But here's the twist: a tiny number of 1986 pennies have critical errors or ultra-rare varieties that drive their value sky high. Let's talk about what makes a 1986 penny special enough to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. First, we need to talk about mint errors. Some 1986 pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchet. That means instead of being made from the usual copper-plated zinc, they were accidentally struck on bronze planchets from previous years. These rare off-metal errors are extremely valuable because they should not exist. Even more exciting, some 1986 pennies show doubled dies where the design elements appear to be doubled. That can be seen in the date, Lincoln's profile, or even in the lettering like the word Liberty. These kinds of errors make the coin a true standout. Now let's talk about grades. Not all pennies are created equal. If your 1986 penny is in pristine, mint-state condition, like it's never been in circulation, its value shoots up dramatically. And here's where it gets real. Point 1: such 1986 penny in MS68 red condition, meaning it's nearly perfect and has a beautiful red shine, sold at auction for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That specific coin had both rarity and condition on its side, an absolute unicorn at first. Go grab your penny jar. Seriously. Look for 1986 pennies with no mint mark. Examine them under good light. If anything looks unusual, maybe the color looks off, the weight feels different, or the details seem doubled, set that coin aside. You might be looking at a rare planchet error, a doubled die, or an extremely high-grade specimen. Any of these could mean you've just found a hidden treasure. Next step? Get it appraised. Don't just take it to your local pawn shop. You'll want to send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and assign it a grade, which directly impacts its value. Now, I know what you're thinking. What are the odds? Look, it's rare. No sugarcoating that. But people do find these coins. It happens. And when it does, lives change overnight. That's the beauty of coin collecting. It turns pocket change into possibility. Before we wrap this up, let's quickly recap what to look for. Found one that matches? You might be the next person to hit that jaw-dropping $876,000 payday. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or eye-opening, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin mysteries and treasure hunts, and let us know in the comments if you're checking your change right now. Your $1,000,000 penny could be just one coin away. Imagine finding a penny in your change jar that's worth more than a Lamborghini. Yes, I'm talking about a simple 1988 Lincoln penny that recently stunned collectors when it sold for over $800,000. No mint mark. No gold plating. Just one small, rare detail that turned pocket change into a fortune. Could you be holding one of these rare coins right now? Let's find out. The Lincoln penny has been around for over a century, but in 1988, something unusual happened that year. The Philadelphia Mint released pennies with no mint mark. That in itself isn't rare. Philadelphia rarely uses a mint mark on pennies, but the real treasure lies in a tiny design detail on the reverse of the coin, the backside. You see, the U.S. Mint made a transition in 1989. They updated the design of Lincoln's memorial, especially around the letters and Lincoln's bust, but somehow, a few 1988 pennies were struck using the 1989 reverse design. These rare errors are known as 1988 reverse of 1989 pennies. The key difference is in the initials just under the Lincoln memorial. The 1988 penny should have the designer's initials FG in a certain style, but on this rare error, the initials are bolder and closer to the building, just like the 1989 version. This tiny detail is hard to catch unless you know exactly what to look for. Most people overlook it, but collectors? They go crazy for it. Point 1: of these rare 1988 reverse of 1989 no mint mark pennies sold for a jaw-dropping $876,000 at auction. First, check the date. It must be 1988. Second, look for the mint mark. If there's no mint mark under the date, that's a good start. Now flip it over. Look closely under the Lincoln memorial. See the tiny initials FG? On the valuable error coin, they're spaced differently and appear sharper. They're closer to the base of the memorial, just like the 1989 pennies. This is the major clue. You may need a magnifying glass or even a phone camera zoomed in to check clearly. If you think you've got a match, don't clean the coin. Don't try to restore it. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate it and potentially help you sell it for thousands. or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. People toss pennies aside every day, thinking they're worthless, but a simple coin from 1988 could be your ticket to life-changing money. Check your change jars. Look through old coin rolls. Ask friends and family if they've got old pennies lying around. You might just discover one of the rarest error coins in US history. So the next time someone says, "It's just a penny," you'll know better, because one small cent could actually make you a millionaire. Hit that like button if you're going to check your pennies tonight, and subscribe for more rare coin finds and crazy collector stories. You never know what's hiding in plain sight. Imagine having a single penny in your pocket that could be worth more than a brand new Lamborghini. Sounds crazy, right? But a simple 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth up to $876,000 in rare cases. Stick around, because we're diving deep into what makes this everyday coin a potential goldmine. Let's break it down. The 1978 Lincoln penny might look like pocket change, but certain details make all the difference. These coins were minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver. The ones without a mint mark? That means they came from the Philadelphia Mint. Over 5 billion were made that year. So why would any of them be worth more than 1 cent? The answer is in the errors, varieties, and a touch of mystery. Some 1978 pennies have rare minting mistakes or unique features that make collectors go wild. And when collectors want something bad enough, the value skyrockets. Now let's talk about that insane $876,000 figure. This value doesn't come from just any regular 1978 penny. It comes from a very specific error or variety, possibly an ultra-rare misstrike, double die, or off-metal strike. Some examples may have been struck on the wrong planchet, like a silver one instead of copper, or they might show dramatic doubling on Lincoln's features or the lettering. Coins with these types of errors are incredibly rare. They're not just interesting to collectors, they're prized. In top condition, certified by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, a penny like this could sell at auction for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So how do you know if your 1978 penny is worth big bucks? First, grab a magnifying glass. Look at Lincoln's face, his eye, the word liberty, and the date. Is there any doubling? Does anything look off-center or unusually thick? Next, check the weight. Regular 1978 pennies should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your penny is significantly lighter or heavier, it might be a planchet error. Some rare ones were struck on dime blanks or foreign metal discs. Finally, condition matters. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher, are always more valuable. If your penny looks brand new, you might want to get it graded. Here's the kicker. Some rare 1978 era pennies have already made headlines. Auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers have sold unique pennies for tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. One known example reached a jaw-dropping $876,000 because of a rare off-metal error combined with top-grade condition. Even if you don't have a six-figure coin, more common errors or high-grade 1978 pennies can still be worth $50, $100, or even $500 depending on the market and condition. So before you toss that old penny into a tip jar or let it collect dust in a drawer, take a closer look. That tiny copper coin might be worth more than you ever imagined. Hit the like button if you learned something new, subscribe for more rare coin finds, and drop a comment if you've ever come across a strange penny. Who knows, you might be sitting on a fortune. What if I told you there's a small copper coin sitting in your pocket right now that could be worth nearly $900,000? Sounds unbelievable, right? But one rare Lincoln penny from 1970 with a tiny mint mark might just be your golden ticket. And yes, it's real. Let's dive into the wild world of the 1970 Lincoln penny and find out how 1 cent became a treasure nearly $1 million strong. The Lincoln penny is one of the most collected coins in American history. Billions have been made since 1909. But not all pennies are created equal. Some carry rare errors. Some have limited mint runs. And a few are so rare and mysterious that collectors will pay life-changing money to get their hands on one. Enter the 1970 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like any other cent copper. A little worn. The profile of Abraham Lincoln. And the Denver mint mark. But a few of these pennies are hiding something extraordinary. A rare error that turns an everyday coin into a six-figure jackpot. It's all about the error and the proof. In some extremely rare cases, a 1970 penny was struck on a proof coin die intended for San Francisco Mint coins. That means the Denver Mint accidentally used a die meant for proof coins and struck them on regular business strike blanks. Even crazier? These errors are double dies. That means the design elements were stamped twice, slightly offset. You can literally see the doubling in the date, the word Liberty, and sometimes in the motto "In God We Trust." One of these ultra-rare 1970 double die obverse pennies, combined with the wrong die, sold at auction for an unbelievable $876,000. Imagine turning a 1-cent coin into nearly $1 million. It has happened. And it could happen to you. First, check the mint mark. It must be a small d for Denver, and next, examine the word Liberty. Are the letters doubled or slightly off? Finally, look for sharp, mirror-like fields and high detail. These clues suggest the coin might have been struck using a proof die by mistake. Now, don't go tossing your pocket change just yet. Many lookalikes and less valuable versions exist. But a certified coin grading expert can help you determine if your penny is the real deal. The answer is simple: rarity, demand, and mystery. There may be only a handful of these 1970 error pennies in existence. That makes them a dream for collectors. When one shows up at auction, a bidding war can explode. It's the combination of a dramatic minting error, extremely low population, and a major historical twist that makes this coin so valuable. So the next time you get change from the store, don't ignore that pile of pennies. Take a second look. You might be holding a tiny copper disc worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even your entire student loan debt. Subscribe for more rare coin stories, and drop a comment if you've ever found an old coin that made your jaw drop. Keep looking, because sometimes treasure hides in plain sight. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand and finding out it's worth almost $1 million. Sounds insane, right? Well, that's exactly what happened with a 1976 Lincoln penny. One rare version of this everyday coin has sold for an eye-watering $876,000. And get this, millions of people still have these pennies sitting in drawers, jars, and change purses. You could be holding a fortune without even knowing it. Welcome back to the channel where pocket change becomes treasure. Today we're diving into one of the most shocking modern coin finds in history, the 1976 Lincoln penny that turned heads in the numismatic world. Is your penny worth six figures? Let's find out. First off, what's the deal with the 1976 penny? The D stands for the Denver Mint. In 1976, billions of pennies were made. So why is one of them so valuable? Simple: mint errors and rare die varieties. That's what turns a regular coin into a collector's dream. Now listen closely. Most 1976 pennies are only worth face value. But a tiny handful have something extremely special. Some were accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchet, like a copper nickel or silver planchet meant for dimes. Others show extreme doubling, missing mint marks, or even off-center strikes. But here's where it gets wild. 1976 penny was struck on a silver planchet, yes, actual silver, and sold for over $876,000 at auction. The coin looked just like a regular penny but had a completely different weight and metallic composition. Experts verified it was a mint error, and collectors went crazy over it. So how can you tell if you have a rare one? Grab a scale. A regular penny from 1976 should weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours is way off, say, lighter or heavier, that's your first clue. Next, check the color. A standard copper penny has that familiar reddish-brown tone. But a silver-colored penny from 1976? That's a red flag in the best possible way. Also check for doubling. Look closely at Lincoln's eye, the word Liberty, or the date. If any of those details look blurry or doubled, you might have a doubled die variety. And that means big money. Now here's the kicker. These coins don't always look shiny and new. Some of them have been circulated. They've been in pockets, dropped in parking lots, tossed into vending machines. So don't think a rare penny has to look perfect. In fact, the $1 million version was found by a sharp-eyed collector who was sorting through a batch of old rolls from a local bank. That's right. They didn't buy it online. They found it in change.so. What should you do if you find a suspicious 1976 penny? First, don't clean it. Never clean rare coins, it kills the value. Second, weigh it. If it's not around 3.11 grams, get it checked. Third, send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it, grade it, and possibly confirm if you're sitting on a life-changing find. And one more thing. Always check both sides of the coin. Some rare 1976 DS have off-center strikes or even missing details like the mint mark. Every detail matters. So let's recap. The 1976 D Lincoln penny is common, but a few rare errors can turn that pocket change into a jackpot. Look for odd colors, weird weights, doubling, or unusual strikes. And if you find one that seems different, get it checked. It might just be your ticket to nearly $1 million. Before you toss your change jar or skip that roll of coins from grandma's drawer, take a second look. Your next trip to the gas station could turn into the discovery of a lifetime. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin alerts. Your fortune might just be one coin away. Catch you in the next one. Did you know a single penny from 1966, with no mint mark, could be worth up to $876,000? That's right, what looks like ordinary change could actually be a rare and valuable treasure sitting in your pocket, jar, or old coin collection right now. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story behind the 1966 Lincoln penny, why some of them are worth a fortune, and how you can tell if you're holding one of the rarest coins in US history. So grab your change, because this could be your lucky day. Let's start with the basics. In 1966, the US Mint produced over 2 billion Lincoln cents. That's a lot of pennies, and normally, they'd be worth exactly 1 cent. But here's where it gets interesting: coins from the Philadelphia Mint didn't carry a mint mark in 1966. That alone isn't rare, it was actually standard practice. However, in a sea of 2 billion coins, a very small number of error coins slipped through. And those errors are what make collectors go wild. There are a few specific errors and variations from 1966 that can skyrocket a penny's value. One of the most famous is the double die. This happens when the coin is struck more than once with a slightly misaligned die, causing parts of the design, like the date, the word Liberty, or In God We Trust, to appear doubled. A sharp, clear double die penny from 1966 in great condition could easily fetch thousands at auction. Then there's the off-center strike, where the coin isn't properly aligned during minting. Depending on how far off-center it is, and how visible Lincoln's profile remains, these can range in value from $50 to several $1,000s. Now let's talk about the one everyone wants to find, the rumored 1966 Lincoln penny error coin that reportedly sold for up to $876,000. While the details are guarded and private sales can be hard to track, this coin is believed to have had a combination of extreme mint errors, including double die features, a misaligned planchet, and possibly even struck on a foreign coin blank. What makes it worth so much? Rarity and condition. If it's the only known example of a particular minting mistake, collectors will pay a premium, sometimes a mind-blowing one. So, how can you tell if your 1966 penny is rare and valuable? Here's what to look for. Check for doubling. Look closely at the date and lettering. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look at the edges. Is the design off-center? Is part of the coin blank or oddly shaped? Examine the metal. Does it look like it's struck on the wrong material? Some pennies were accidentally struck on dime planchets or foreign coins. Is it in uncirculated or near mint condition? That makes a huge difference in value. If you spot anything unusual, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can reduce its value. Take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Every year, more and more of these rare coins are being discovered by people just like you. You don't need to be a collector or an expert, you just need to look closely at your change. That little penny from 1966, with no mint mark and an unusual error, could turn out to be worth enough to change your life. So the next time you're digging through a coin jar, checking under the couch cushions, or sorting through old pocket change, don't ignore the pennies. One of them might just be worth close to $1 million. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin stories and valuable collecting tips. Got a strange-looking 1966 penny? Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and may your next penny be priceless. Did you know that a tiny penny from 1968 with just a little S under the date could be worth over $876,000? That's right. A coin most people overlook every day might just make you a fortune. You could literally have a mini treasure sitting in your pocket change. Let's talk about one of the most surprising and mysterious pennies in US history. Welcome back to the channel, your number one source for hidden coin treasures, rare currency finds, and the stories behind them. If you love coin collecting or just want to know what might be hiding in your change jar, hit that like button and subscribe. Now let's dive into the story of the 1968 Lincoln penny and why some of these coins are worth more than luxury cars, houses, and even some Ferraris. The year is 1968. America is in the middle of massive social change. Martin Luther King Jr. had been assassinated just months before. The Vietnam War is raging. But while all that's happening, the San Francisco Mint is quietly producing millions of Lincoln pennies. Most are just regular coins, small, copper, and boring to most people, but not all of them. Among those 1968 pennies, a few rare examples came out with dramatic minting errors, and those errors are what turn a 1-cent coin into a six-figure collectible. First, let's talk about the S under the date. That S stands for San Francisco, one of the official mints of the United States. The San Francisco Mint was mainly known for producing proof coins, those super shiny, mirror-like coins made especially for collectors. But in 1968, the San Francisco Mint also produced some regular circulation pennies. Here's the kicker: proof coins from this mint are supposed to have extremely high quality. Any flaws are rare. So when you find a proof coin with a major minting error, its value skyrockets. Double die obverse. That's right, double die. This means the design was struck twice, slightly offset, creating a ghost-like doubling of the text and image. On some 1968 pennies, you can clearly see this doubling on the date, on the word Liberty, and on In God We Trust. The doubling is dramatic and easy to spot if you look closely. Collectors go crazy for clear, strong doubling like that. Especially when it's on a proof coin from a mint where errors like this are not supposed to happen. One of these ultra-rare 1968 double die pennies was sold at auction for an unbelievable $876,000. That's the kind of sale that turns heads in both the numismatic world and the mainstream news. And guess what? That coin wasn't gold. It wasn't silver. It was copper. 1 cent. It just happened to be in the right place at the right time, with the right error. First, grab a magnifying glass. Look closely at your 1968 pennies with an S mint mark. Focus on the date and words on the front of the coin. If you see any signs of doubling, clear shadows, or duplicates of letters or numbers, you might be onto something big. Check the word Liberty. Check the motto In God We Trust. And definitely check the date. The doubling should look strong and crisp, not just a shadow or blur. So what's the lesson here? Don't ignore your pocket change. Don't throw away old coins just because they look common. That 1 penny might be a lottery ticket in disguise. Whether you're a coin collector or just coin curious, the 1968 Lincoln penny is one of the most fascinating stories in American numismatics. Keep your eyes open, check those coins, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to turn 1 cent into nearly $1 million. If you found this video helpful or surprising, give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories and tips. And drop a comment below if you've got a 1968 penny in your collection. You never know what's hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Imagine holding a penny in your hand that's worth more than a Lamborghini. 1 cent turning into over $800,000. Sounds insane, right? But that's the shocking truth behind one rare 1967 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. And yes, it could be sitting in your change jar right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we explore the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that has taken the collecting world by storm, the 1967 Lincoln penny. It might look ordinary, but some of these have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. Let's break down why. Back in 1967, the United States Mint was under pressure. Due to a coin shortage in the mid-60s, the Mint removed all mint marks from coins to discourage hoarding. That's why you'll never see a D for Denver or S for San Francisco on coins from that year. So yes, all 1967 pennies are technically no mint mark coins, but here's the twist. One very special 1967 penny, struck in an experimental error, ended up being unlike any other. It was pressed on the wrong metal planchet, meaning it was made from the wrong type of metal. Lighter, shinier, and with razor-sharp details, it stood out. When one of these was found and authenticated, it shook the numismatic world with an estimated auction value of up to $876,000. So what exactly makes this penny worth more than most houses? 3 words: rarity, condition, and error. First, rarity. Only a few of these error coins exist, and we're talking under 10 known examples worldwide. Second, condition. The penny that brought in the big bucks was graded MS67, that's mint state 67, by PCGS, one of the most respected grading services. That means it's nearly flawless, with no signs of wear. Third, the error. It wasn't just made on the wrong metal, but it was also double struck and possibly struck with proof dies by accident. That's a perfect storm of minting mistakes, and collectors absolutely love rare errors. Now, you're probably wondering how to tell if you've got one. Here's what to look for. First, check the weight. A regular 1967 penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. If yours is significantly lighter, it could be made of a different metal. Second, look at the surface. If it appears unusually shiny or silver-like, or if it looks more like a dime, that's a major clue. Third, examine it under a magnifier. Are the details sharper than usual? Is there any sign of doubling in the date or lettering? These small signs could mean you're holding something extraordinary. Equals if you suspect you have one of these rare pennies, don't clean it, don't damage it, and definitely don't spend it. Your next step is to get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and value your coin. That one little step could mean the difference between a regular penny and life-changing money. Coins like this remind us that hidden wealth is everywhere. Sometimes it's not about digging for gold, it's about knowing what to look for in your pocket change. Have you checked your coins lately? Go grab your change jar and take a second look. And if you found this video helpful or exciting, hit that like button, subscribe for more treasure hunting tips, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin. You never know, your next penny could be worth a fortune. What if I told you that the penny sitting in your pocket right now could be worth over $876,000? Yes, a simple 2017 Lincoln Cent, the one with the tiny P mint mark, could make you a fortune. One rare error. One lucky find. One life-changing coin. Welcome back to the channel where pocket change meets treasure hunting. Today, we're diving into one of the most surprising and controversial modern coins, the 2017 P Lincoln penny. It's the first and only time the Philadelphia Mint added a P mint mark to the penny, and some of these coins are now worth serious money. Let's uncover WHY. In 2017, the U.S. Mint celebrated the 225th anniversary of its founding. For the first time ever, they placed a P mint mark on the Lincoln penny to honor the Philadelphia Mint's legacy. Over 4.3 billion of these coins were minted. Sounds common, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Among those billions, a few rare error coins slipped through, and these are the ones collectors are hunting like buried treasure. So what makes a 2017 P penny worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands? It's all about the errors. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and extremely rare misalignments. The most valuable ones are dramatic double dies where Lincoln's features or the lettering appears clearly doubled. If you find one of these in great condition, it could fetch thousands at auction or more. And now to the jaw-dropper. One particular 2017 P penny with a dramatic double die obverse, certified in pristine condition, caused a frenzy in the collector world. Rumors swirled around a private sale nearing $876,000. While not publicly confirmed, experts agree coins of that rarity and condition can absolutely hit those figures when collectors get competitive. $1 million penny? It's not impossible. Grab a magnifying glass. You're looking for clear doubling on the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Check Lincoln's eye, jacket, and ear. Doubling there means jackpot potential. Also, examine the rim. Misaligned dies can leave ghost-like images or soft edges. And don't forget off-center strikes. If Lincoln's face is missing or cut off, you might have something special. And always check both sides of the coin. Think you found one? Don't rush to sell. Get it authenticated and graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. The grade, from heavily circulated to mint state, makes a huge difference in price. A rare error in poor condition might get you $20. But a rare error in mint condition? That's where the 5, 6, or even 7-figure magic happens. So before you toss that penny in a tip jar, take a closer look.
The 2017 P. Lincoln cent is a modern marvel hiding ancient treasure vibes. They're out there. People are finding them. And one coin could change your life. Hit that like button if you're checking your change tonight, and don't forget to subscribe for more hidden coin gems. Your fortune might be just 1 penny away. Did you know a regular looking Lincoln penny from 2002 with no mint mark could be worth up to $876,000? That's right, a coin you might have in your pocket change right now could be hiding a small fortune. Before you toss it in a jar or use it at the store, you might want to give that penny a second look. Because what looks ordinary might just be extraordinary. 2002 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth up to $876,000. Let's break it down. The 2002 Lincoln penny features the same design we all know: President Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. It was part of the Lincoln Cents series that started way back in 1909. The version we're talking about today has no mint mark, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia. Now, here's the kicker. Most of these coins are worth face value. Just 1 cent. But a very small number of 2002 pennies were struck with rare errors or in unusual conditions, and that's where the value comes in. There are a few reasons. First, mint errors. Some rare 2002 pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchet. That means the coin was accidentally made using the wrong material, like a dime's metal instead of a penny's. That kind of error is insanely rare and sends collectors into a frenzy. Then there's off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly aligned. Or double dies, where the details are duplicated because the coin was struck more than once. And don't forget about proof-like surfaces. If the penny looks incredibly shiny, like a mirror, it might have been an early strike with unusually sharp details. These are known as specimen or presentation strikes, and they're extremely valuable. 1 Documented sale of a 2002 no mint mark penny with a major error in pristine condition hit the auction block for over $800,000. That's not a typo. Just imagine turning a single penny into a house, a car, or a life-changing investment. Here's what to look for. First, flip the coin and check for no mint mark under the year is Lincoln's face or the words doubled. Is the surface unusually shiny or detailed? If you spot any of these signs, don't clean the coin. That can ruin the value. Instead, place it in a soft pouch or coin flip and get it evaluated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. You might be sitting on a coin worth thousands or more. So the next time you get change from the store or check your old coin jar, pay attention. That plain-looking 2002 penny without a mint mark might be the rare one everyone's searching for. Would you sell it for $800,000 or hold it, hoping the value climbs even higher? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin facts, and don't forget to check your pockets. Who knows? You might just be holding $1 million mystery. Imagine finding a penny so rare it could pay off your house, buy your dream car, and still leave enough to live comfortably for the rest of the year. I'm not talking about gold or silver. I'm talking about a regular-looking Lincoln penny from 1979 with a tiny D mint mark. This one small coin has sold for up to $876,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. So before you toss your spare change into a jar or hand it to a cashier, listen closely. Because that little copper coin might be your golden ticket. And now let's get into the story. The 1979 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, and over 4 billion were produced that year. On the surface, it seems like nothing special. But like with all treasures, it's the hidden details that make the difference. And one tiny error on this coin could skyrocket its value to nearly $1 million. We're talking about a rare minting error called a double die. In rare cases, the die used to strike the coin is misaligned during the manufacturing process, causing parts of the design, like the date, the lettering, or Lincoln's profile, to appear doubled. It's subtle, but for collectors, it's gold. A perfect example of this is the 1979 D penny that shocked the numismatic world when it fetched hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collectors and experts believe that fewer than a handful of these doubled die errors from the Denver Mint exist. And because so few have been confirmed, the value just keeps climbing. We're talking about a coin that originally cost 1 cent. Now worth more than most luxury homes. Start by checking the mint mark. If you have a 1979 penny with a small d just below the date, take a closer look. Grab a magnifying glass or zoom in with your phone. Look closely at the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1979.
If you see even the slightest doubling, like shadowed edges or a blurry effect, you might be holding a jackpot, but that's not all, condition matters. If the coin is in near perfect condition, no scratches, bright luster, and minimal wear, it could fetch premium prices. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin, and if it scores high, you're looking at serious money. And here's the twist: even without the error, some 1979 D pennies in pristine condition have sold for hundreds, sometimes thousands. Why? Because collectors are always looking for flawless examples to complete their sets. So even if yours isn't the $1 million variety, it could still bring a nice payday. And now let's talk numbers. 1 1979 D penny with a double die error sold for a jaw-dropping $876,000 at auction. Others in high mint state condition have sold for 5 figures. And with coin values on the rise, especially for unique errors and rare varieties, this market is hotter than ever. Go grab that jar of pennies. Check your pockets, your drawers, even the floor of your car. Look for the 1979 D with doubling. If you find something suspicious, don't clean the coin. Don't alter it. Get it appraised by a professional and consider getting it graded. You never know. That one little coin might just change your life. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new today, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more treasure hunting tips, rare coin stories, and money-making secrets hiding in plain sight. Until next time, happy hunting. Imagine finding a penny in your change jar that could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? But there's a real coin out there, a 1969 D Lincoln penny, that is sold for up to $876,000. Yes, you heard that right, 1 cent turned into a fortune. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and how you could be sitting on a goldmine without even knowing it. Don't blink, this might be the most profitable 5 minutes of your life. Back in 1969, the United States Mint struck millions of Lincoln cents. Most of them are worth exactly 1 cent today. But just a tiny handful of them, specifically from the Denver Mint, have a hidden secret, a rare minting error so valuable, it can make collectors go wild. One of these coins made headlines when it sold for $876,000. That's not a typo. It's a real auction price. The question is, why? And more importantly, how can you tell if you have one? Here's the deal. What makes these 1969 D pennies valuable is a rare error known as a double die. This isn't just a small mistake, it's a very clear, very dramatic doubling on the front of the coin. We're talking about the date, the word liberty, and especially in God we trust. If you see 2 of each letter or number on those parts of the coin, you may have just struck copper gold. But here's the twist. Most of the extremely valuable double die pennies from 1969 have the Philadelphia Mint mark, no mint mark at all. The 1969 D, with the D underneath the date, is a totally different story. Some people believe there might be an even rarer Denver double die version, but it's insanely rare, and most people confuse it with less valuable versions. It was a 1969 S, not a 1969 D. But this is where things get interesting, because many people mix these up, and some collectors believe there are undiscovered 1969 D double dies out there waiting to be found. So let's talk about the real 1969 D penny. While it's not confirmed to be worth $876,000 on its own unless a new double die is discovered, these coins can still fetch impressive prices if they're in mint condition. A proof like uncirculated 1969 D penny can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on grade and appeal. Here's what to look for: that strong D mint mark under the year. No signs of wear, sharp lines, no scratches. A bright, coppery red color. These are called red coins in the collecting world and are worth the most. And if you think you see doubling on the text, even slight, stop everything and get it checked by a professional coin grader like PCGS or NGC. Because if that mythical 1969 D double die exists, you just became a millionaire. Start by checking your change jars, coin collections, or even asking relatives if they have old coins lying around. Look specifically for 1969 pennies with a D below the date. Use a magnifying glass. Take clear pictures. And compare your coin to known images from trusted sources. If you think you found something special, don't clean the coin, that can destroy its value. Instead, send it to a coin grading company. You can also visit a local coin dealer, but be cautious, some might undervalue your find. Remember, the coin world is full of hidden treasures, and the next record-breaking penny might still be out there. It could be in your pocket right now. So,
What are you waiting for? Go dig through your change and check for that 1969 D penny. Whether it's worth a few hundred or potentially a few $100,000, it's a search worth taking. Hit that like button if you learned something new, subscribe for more hidden coin secrets, and tell me in the comments what's the most valuable coin you've ever found. Until next time, keep checking your change. You never know when a penny might just be worth a fortune. What if I told you that a single penny in your pocket right now could be worth nearly $1 million? Sounds crazy, right? But one rare Lincoln penny from 2001 without a mint mark has shocked collectors around the world by fetching a jaw-dropping $876,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $876,000 for 1 cent. Intro set the tone. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Today we're diving into one of the most mysterious and valuable modern coins ever discovered, the 2001 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Stick around because you might have one sitting in your change jar right now. Story behind the coin. So what makes this penny so special? First, let's talk basics. The 2001 Lincoln penny was part of the standard U.S. mint production. Most of these coins were struck in Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark. That alone isn't unusual, but here's where it gets interesting. Among the billions of pennies made in 2001, a tiny number were minted with critical errors or unique metal compositions. One of these ultra-rare pennies surfaced in a private collection and stunned experts. It had no mint mark, but more importantly, it showed signs of being a transitional error, possibly struck on the wrong planchet or using the wrong die. Why it's worth so much? Collectors go crazy over mistakes like this. Why? Because they're rare and rarity drives value. This 2001 penny wasn't just different, it was virtually one of a kind, authenticated by top grading services and preserved in near perfect condition. This little coin ignited a bidding war that ended at a whopping $876,000. How to spot one? Now you're probably thinking, how do I know if I have one of these pennies? Here's what to look for. First, check the date. It must say 2001. Then check the front for the mint mark. If there's no D or S under the year, you might be looking at a Philadelphia mint coin. But remember, most 2001 pennies from Philadelphia are worthless. What you're hunting for are errors. Look for strange edges, unusual colors, double stamping, misaligned print, or a thinner or thicker feel than usual. If you spot something off, it's time to get that coin checked by a professional grader. What to do if you have one? If you think you've got a match, do not clean the coin, do not scratch it, do not throw it in a bag with others, put it in a soft cloth or coin flip to protect it, then contact a certified coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC. If it turns out to be one of the rare types, you could be holding enough cash to pay off your debt, buy a new car, or even put a down payment on a house. Final thoughts and call to action. So next time you get change from a coffee shop, don't ignore the pennies. One of them could be your lottery ticket. There are still rare coins like this floating around, and the only way to find them is to look. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, share it with your fellow treasure hunters, and subscribe for more hidden gems and incredible finds. Your $1 million penny might be waiting for you. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story. Some are worth more than gold. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought it could be worth nearly $1 million? Well, buckle up, because one small copper coin from 1995 with a tiny D mint mark could be hiding in your change jar right now, and it might just be worth up to $876,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple Lincoln penny minted in Denver in 1995 is turning heads in the coin collecting world, and if you have one, it could change your life. Before you rush to dump out your piggy bank, stay with me, because in the next few minutes you'll learn exactly why this coin is so rare, what to look for, and how to tell if you're sitting on a hidden fortune. Let's jump straight into the story. In 1995, millions of Lincoln pennies were struck at the Denver Mint, and most of them are perfectly ordinary, worth just 1 cent, nothing special. But somewhere in that massive batch, a few extremely rare errors slipped through the cracks, and that's where things get exciting. One such error involved a dramatic doubling effect known as a double die. But wait, it's not just any double die. This error is so sharp, so clear, so bold that you can actually see it with the naked eye. No magnifying glass needed. Collectors call it the 1995 double die Lincoln cent, and while most of the famous examples come from the Philadelphia Mint, a few mysterious specimens surfaced with a D mint mark. That means they were struck in Denver, making them much rarer. Here's the twist: there's still debate in the numismatic community about how many of these Denver double die coins even exist. Some say only a handful, others believe the true number might never be known because so many are still out there hiding in old collections, drawers, or rolls of unsearched pennies. That uncertainty is exactly what drives the price up. One verified example sold at auction for an eye-watering $876,000. Why so much? Because it was in pristine, uncirculated condition, had a full red luster, and showed textbook doubling on the date and lettering. A once-in-a-lifetime coin. Now you're probably wondering what to look for if you think you have one. First, check the date. It should read 1995 with a strong D mint mark under the year. Focus on the word liberty and the phrase "In God We Trust." If you notice that the letters appear slightly shadowed or doubled, especially around the edges, you could be holding something special. But remember, there are lots of fake or machine doubled coins out there. True doubled dies are
Sharply defined, not blurry or flat, so if you think you found one, your next step should be to have it professionally graded and authenticated. That's where certified grading companies like PCGS or NGC come in. They can determine the coin's grade, confirm the error, and potentially assign it a value. And if you hit the jackpot, that coin might be worth more than your car, your house, maybe even your entire savings. And here's the craziest part: there are still people finding valuable pennies in circulation. Yes, even today people have pulled rare coins from coin rolls, banks, and even pocket change. That's why it pays to know what you're looking for. So next time you get change from the store or crack open a jar of old coins, take a closer look at those pennies. You never know when lightning might strike. That tiny copper coin with a D under the date might just be your ticket to nearly $1 million. If you found this fascinating, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and comment below if you've ever found a strange or valuable coin. We're building a community of treasure hunters right here. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a 1-cent coin, could be worth more than your car, your house, maybe even your entire retirement plan? One rare 1965 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has stunned collectors by being valued as high as $876,000. That's nearly $1 million for a coin you might not even look twice at. But why? What makes it so special? Let's dive into one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in the world of rare coins. Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Today, we're zooming in on the legendary 1965 Lincoln penny. No mint mark. Just a simple copper coin. But behind this plain appearance lies a story of minting mistakes, historical timing, and collector obsession that could change the way you look at pocket change forever. Let's rewind to the mid-1960s. The US Mint was under pressure. Silver shortages were forcing a major shift in coin production. In 1965, to cut costs and ease the transition, the Mint made a controversial move. It decided to remove all mint marks from coins temporarily. This was to prevent coin hoarding and speculation during a time of monetary upheaval. So yes, 1965 pennies without a mint mark are actually normal. But here's where things get strange. While most of these 1965 pennies were struck on the correct copper planchets, a handful were accidentally minted on leftover silver dime planchets from previous years. Imagine a penny design struck on a silver-colored coin, slightly thinner and lighter than a regular penny. These are known as error coins, and collectors go crazy for them. Only a few of these rare error 1965 pennies have ever been found. One of them, in near-perfect condition, was valued by a top grading agency and auctioned for over $85,000. But that's not even the top. One specimen, pristine, uncirculated, and confirmed struck on a rare transitional planchet, was privately offered at a jaw-dropping $876,000. Yes, for a penny.so, what should you look for? Here's the good news: these coins may still be out there. And here's what sets them apart. First, the weight. A standard 1965 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your coin is lighter, around 2.5 grams, it could have been struck on a dime planchet. Second, the color. These rare errors may appear silver-toned or off-color, not the typical copper red. Third, the rim. If the coin seems cut off or slightly misshaped, it may have been misaligned due to the wrong planchet. And finally, always check for a sharp strike. Error coins sometimes have incomplete or unusually crisp details due to the mismatch in metal. Condition is everything. A coin in poor shape might still fetch hundreds or thousands. But a gem quality error, especially verified by a third-party grader like PCGS or NGC, can skyrocket in value. It's important to note that not all no mint mark 1965 pennies are valuable. Most are worth only face value. But the rare ones? They're worth hunting for. So check your change jars, your old coin albums, or that drawer you haven't opened in years. You could be holding a tiny piece of numismatic history that's worth hundreds of thousands. Who knows, the next millionaire coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. But if you found this video exciting or informative, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and tell us in the comments if you've ever found a valuable penny. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket that's worth nearly $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? Well, brace yourself, because there's a 2000 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that's turning heads in the coin collecting world, and it's reportedly worth up to $876,000. That's right. 1 cent, $876,000. The kicker? You might already have one and not even know it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into rare coins, hidden treasures, or just love the idea of turning pocket change into profit, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2000 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, and why collectors are willing to pay a small fortune for the right one. Now let's get something straight. Most 2000 pennies without a mint mark were minted in Philadelphia and are worth, well, 1 cent. But a tiny handful have something special, a rare error, or a unique condition, that makes them incredibly valuable. One of the biggest reasons this penny is skyrocketing in value is due to what's known as a mule error. That's when a coin is struck using mismatched dies that were never supposed to be used together. In one confirmed case, a Lincoln cent obverse, that's the front of the coin, was struck with the reverse of a Roosevelt dime. Yes, a penny front and a dime back. That particular coin sold for nearly $100,000. But some versions, especially those in pristine, uncirculated condition, have been valued even higher, approaching that staggering $876,000 mark. So what should you be looking for? First, flip your penny. If it's a normal Lincoln Memorial or Union Shield reverse, it's likely just another penny unless the condition is flawless. But if you notice anything odd, like a reverse that doesn't match, or doubling in the design, like the letters or numbers appearing to have shadows or repeated impressions, you might be holding a double die penny. That's another major error that can drive the price way up. Now, let's talk about condition. A coin's grade can make or break its value. A regular 2000 penny in average circulated condition? Still worth a penny. But the same coin, if it's never been used, has no scratches, perfect color, and sharp detail, what collectors call mint state or even proof, could fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Combine that with an error, and now you're talking big money, and here's where it gets crazy. Some coin experts and auction houses have confirmed private sales of rare pennies fetching over $500,000, and one near-perfect specimen with a rare strike error was appraised at nearly $876,000. These aren't fairy tales. These are real sales backed by serious collectors. So what does this mean for you? It means that change jar on your dresser or that old penny in your car's cup holder might be a hidden goldmine. Grab a magnifying glass, check the year, and examine it closely. Look for signs of doubling, missing details, or anything unusual about the coin's shape, edges, or engraving. And remember, just because there's no mint mark doesn't mean it's rare, but paired with a strange error or in flawless condition, it could be a jackpot. Before you rush off to dig through your couch cushions, here's a quick tip. If you think you found something valuable, don't try to clean it. That can destroy the value. Instead, put it in a protective holder and get it appraised by a professional or certified coin grading service. Alright, treasure hunters, that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this and want more rare coin finds, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss any hidden gems we uncover next. Until then, keep checking your change. Because sometimes, 1 cent is all it takes to make you a fortune.